Good day to you all. Now I'm going to talk today about the Pixel Lab introduction, right? Okay, so now this is the app. This is how the app looks like, right? So this is how the app looks like. So when you click on it, this is what it will bring up, right? Do you want to know? Also? Right. So now this is the user interface um, of Pixel Lab, right? So now I'm going to be explaining just a few aspects of this in this video. To avoid making it long, right, I'll be explaining these aspects. This aspect that are up here, right? That's what I'll be explaining in this video. Right now, we're going to start with the we're going to start with the plus icon here. So now this plus icon is in case you want to import a text or import an image. Just click on it. You click text, current date, sticker, shape from gallery, draw. Right, all these things here, all these things you see here. So you get all these things that are here can really be gotten in other aspects. You don't only have access to it, but it's still very important. You know the importance. So this new text now, instead of getting it by when you delete, you see the delete button here. You see the edit button here. Once this text is highlighted, right? But if it is not highlighted, the delete button and the edit button goes out. So when it's highlighted, you can come here and edit it. You can click on this edit. You can either copy, you can either increase the size. You have to know these things. Now okay, let me highlight this. These things that you see here are already found in the text editor part of graphic design here. That sign signifies the text editor, right? And I will be teaching more about that in this video as we go on, right? So don't worry, we are covered. So all these things can be gotten in the text editor part of this Pixel Lab, right? So now I've explained the plus. Anything you want to get here can also now has to do with current date. Once you click on the current date, you see the date of making this video, right? This is the date of making this video. Okay, so you see this is the time of making this video and the rest of it. So you can, like, now I want to delete this, you can come here and delete. Okay, right? So that's it. Now this icon here is after, when you're through with making your whole designs, right? It is at this point that you come to what to design it. So it is at this point that you really come to save it. Okay, so now when you click on this icon here, when you click on this icon, okay, let's take for example now, okay, that I came to the background and gave it a color, right? Or anything, and this is what I want to save, right? Or maybe I want to delete all this. Okay, I want to save this color like this. I can just come here and I come to this save as project. Now save as project and save as image are two different things. Now when you are creating a product, when you are creating a flyer, right, and you want it to still contain all the elements like the shapes, like the text, the color, everything you did, both the ones you maxed and the ones you did not max, everything. Once you want to save it so that in case it needs editing, you can come back to it. You will come to save as project. When you click as save as project, you give it a project name. HU. Wait, okay, now before I do that, let me just do one or two things. Let me just write this. Let me choose a font for it. Okay, let me see it. Let me say, okay, this is really what I want to write, and I have gotten it. So I want to save this now. If I save as project, I'll call it Clever Emma. Okay, it is already, the saving has already been done, right? Then I can also come and save as image. The fact that I saved as project does not mean that I've saved as image, right? So I can always come back here and save as image. This is now when you can be able to show it to that your client or export it out of Pixel Lab so you can use it and do what you want to do, right? Then quick share, all these things are here, but of course the main thing is really to take it out to download it, right? So now when you click on image format, you click on JPG no transparency. That's to say that it doesn't have a transparent background. So when you click on it and you see PNG is for transparent backgrounds, right? So any image that you see is transparent, and of course we'll be using more of that. So we should just notice that PNG, something that does not have a background, or the background is transparent, right? But this image is something that is a JPG format, so no transparency. Then the quality should come to ultra, that's the highest, so that it will be of high quality, right? Then you click on save to gallery. Even if you click on share, it will first of all save to gallery before sending off, right? So now this is it. If I can go to my gallery, right, and then so when I go to my gallery Pixel Lab, you see this is when you can see it, but it wouldn't have been like this if I really did not. It wouldn't have been like this if I did not export as image. So that's the reason. So here is where you save it. So it's very important, because without it you can design everything you want to design, and unless you do screenshots of course it's not very good quality. So it's better you export it and use the quality of ultra, right, to be able to export it well. Now this share is still the same thing, to still bring out the thing of save. Like I said, that even if you click on this share right here, this place that I'm touching with this pointer, it will first of all save before sharing. But first of all, you have to put on whole the whole settings as supposed, right? So now this this quote here, signifies different type of quote, right? Quotations. Like this first one, always desire to learn something useful. Maybe in your flyer or your design, you need a quote. But I don't really make use of all these, right? Because any quotation you have, you can just type it out, right? Because let's say, for example, now it's always too early to quit. This one, you click on it and you see it. You still have to go through the process of putting color, putting fonts and everything. So I don't really use all these quotes, and you can even make any quote suit what you want, right? So I don't really use this quotation mark here. This one too, use image from gallery, remove as tutorial, contact us. I think this is full screen, but of course we're not using it because we'll have to be designing, unless you want to just use it and test run what you did to see how it looks like in a full screen, right? So let's go out. You can still use image from camera and anything. You can just play around with it, right? Now this Pixel Lab here is the logo. Of course, when something is highlighted, this becomes activated, right? So now this icon here is, of course, is a popular icon, is the undo button, right? Is the undo button. So like this, that if I shift this thing like this and I say, oh, it's a mistake, I can really come to this button, click on it, and it goes back. But the thing is that the Pixel Lab does not have a redo button. In case you undo many times, it does not have a redo button, so you have to be careful when undoing, so you don't undo one of the important things, right? So now, one of the very special importance of this thing is also this zoom. This is very important, but a lot of people, especially some beginners, don't really know the use of it. Now this is used to zoom in your design, right? You zoom in, right? When you zoom in, you can be able to do what you want to do. For example, now you are trying to align something, and before you're able to do anything on the design, you must turn it off, right? Okay, let me take for example now. I decided to choose a color, a a shape, right? And I make it more. I want to use it as highlight, right? And I now decide, okay, for me to be able to clearly, okay, let me say I copied it, right? I copy, and I really want to align it. For me to be able to do this effectively, I will have to zoom in. Once I give on this zoom box, I'll zoom in very well. Then I can be able to move it effectively, and then also help and push it very well. So you see, after doing it, you can go back. So like I was saying, you cannot touch the screen of this thing without closing this, without first of all tapping on it, so that you can be able to touch your design and everything. If this zoom button is still on, you cannot be able to have access to your or move all these things. It will just keep shaking until you turn it off, right? So that is one of the beauty of this zoom button. Then another very important thing here is this thing here. It is the alignment. It helps to align very, very well. Like for example, if you click highlight it, you will see straight lines. These straight lines will help you very much in aligning. So now, for example, if you now want to have access to, okay, where you want to align, you have to move these boxes, right? What you just do is click on. What you just do is to click on this. Once you click on that setting, that's this thing with a setting. Once you click on it and it's highlighted, you can come and you move this line. So one of the beautiful ways how you can be able to appreciate this is when you want to align these small buttons, right? You now come zoom in. Once you zoom in and you highlight this, okay, and highlight this, you can now say, okay, let you put this up. So when you come over to this place, like my pointer is touching right, when you click on it, you can be able to move it well. You now know that, okay, this is the alignment of the first one. You can then, okay, of course, you take it off and then touch the second one. It will now help you to be able to align very well. You can I don't know whether you are understanding what I'm doing. So one of these two, zooming and alignment, two of them are very important in alignment, right? You can still span, you can do a lot of things through it, right? Okay, I do not use these ones. So like this now, you want to align clever Emma. Now you want to align clever Emma with one of these boxes here. So you can just zoom in on this line, that is the last one, and bring it over to this place, right? Once you have done that, you can highlight this, bring it close, and then find a way to align it, right? What am I doing? Okay, so you can find a way to align it, or maybe you can bring this closer. It is dependent on what you are looking for actually, right? So you can bring this down. It can help you to easily find the center, right? So all this is importance of this, right? So that is that for that. So now then, this box now is a very, very special and important box. Very, very special. It will, like, your design will be more harder if you don't know the effect of this particular box over here, right? So now, what is the function of this? Now, whenever you design anything, your your elements are in layers, right? So all these layers now are being stored in this place, right? So let me say, for example, all this box, all this, click on it, you see all these layers, right? Now, okay, for example, now I decided to put a large shape and put it up here, and maybe reduce the opacity and then give it a color, something like that. I'm just doing random things, right? Once I'm through with this, I am okay. But so you see that when you come, the layers are laid, like they are laid here based on what, how the one that is first, second, third, fourth, and that's how it goes. It arranges your element very well. But if you take for example now, okay, I don't like how this clever image is covered by this thing. I can come here, right? I can come to this particular 6 lines. You see those 6 lines there? Wait, I did not describe it well. You see these 6 lines here? This is nice here. These are what you can use to move it. So when you hold on it, you can bring this down, and that is how clever Emma comes up, and this is down. So all these things are things you can really experiment on, right? Without them even being a problem, or without you having to touch, right? So one of the beautiful essence of this particular box here is that, look down. If you look down the bottom here, if you look down here, okay, click on it. You see that this box actually changes. This box is here actually change to something that you can be able to tick right now. Once I tick on the box and Emma, I can be able to merge two of them using this using this icon here, right? Now if I click on merge, are you sure you want to merge the selected object? You click on OK. You see the two of them becomes one. You click on good. You see that the two of them becomes one. So I can now be moving. So if okay, now for me to remove this box, I have to click here. Alright. So if I reduce it, the clever image reduces with it. Anything I do is dependent because of the fact of what I have merged it together. Now let's take for example now that even this box is here. Sorry. Okay. That even the circle that is here, I decided okay that I want to merge it together with this. I'm just doing something to just show you, so I really want to show you something out of it. Now I now decided okay, let me click on these two, right? Let me click on these two and then merge. Once I click OK, you see all this is the work of this, so that I can even take it to this place. I can really take it to this place. I can take it down. But one of the disadvantages of this is that, for example, now this clever image, if there is something you need, if there was a spelling, okay, you want to go back to edit it, you can't be able to edit it unless maybe you undo all these things you did, right? Until you undo everything you did, that's when you can be able to differentiate it. But apart from that, you may not be able, and when you undo everything you did, you see that both the sizes, both the correct sizing, both the correct positioning of everything you did will have to go back, right? So before you undo, before you merge, you should make sure that what you have in mind is correct before you merge it, and then you can start moving it to another place, right? So one thing I want you to know is that for words are edited in the text holder, or yes, text editor, right? But when, even if it is text and text, once two things are meshed together, it is Pixel Lab sees it as an image, right? So for you to be able to edit it, you have to go to the image editor. This is the one that's highlighted now, image editor, right? So that is it for that. Okay, so I think that is all for now. For the up one, I will still explain all these down ones, like the here, and here. I will still explain that in the forthcoming courses, right? And in other sections of this course. But I just hope you learn some one or two things on how to navigate through the user interface in Pixel Lab on this particular aspect, right? So now, one thing I also want to add is, you see, like when you came here and you click save as project, if you really want to see it, you have to come to this place. You come back. No, first of all, you have to make sure here is highlighted. Once it's highlighted, then secondly, you can then decide to come here, right? So that is that. So once you click on my project, right, because you have saved already as project, right, you can now come here and you see the name of your project, right? So this is just how it works. This is where you can come and see your project, right, and every other thing. So that's that for today. We will continue in the next class.